Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of commodities. We're going to work our way through the dollar, yields, precious metals, and commodities ETFs that I follow. I'll interject my financial opinions as we go through it. And if you need help with anything, check out finding-value.com. That's where I dive deeper into all of these topics and sectors, looking for potential investment opportunities. I just recently went over some of the strategies that I look for. How do I determine between companies? And that also has an impact on my portfolio allocation, the past Q&A. We'll continue to dive into a bunch of different things that people are interested in learning, where I can share my opinions on it. So let's dive in. Let's take a look, see what's going on. We're going to start with the dollar, and the dollar's looking pretty weak. And you guys know what drives this. It's interest rates. So higher interest rates, we've got a little bit of a consolidation here. We'll see if this breaks higher or if we actually roll over. But today, we've got a pretty weak candlestick down 0.4%. It's going to push commodities, a little bit of a tailwind behind commodities with that weaker dollar. And that's being driven by weaker yields. So we've got down 0.9% for the 2-year. This trend hasn't been broken yet, so we could easily still go higher, but it is down today, 0.9. We're down 2%, and the trend is still intact at this moment. But we were down pretty large at 2% today for the 10-year yield, and the trend is still intact, and we're still above a lot of support for the 30-year yields, but it was down 2.25% today. TYX-TNX ratio is continuing to invert. That is not supportive of higher precious metals prices historically. So we are staying inverted, and we've come back down and are staying inverted at this moment. TLT bond prices are up because yields fell. But again, the downtrend line is not broken, just like yields. I think we could still go lower, and we'll have to see what that looks like and what kind of follow through we get over the next few trading days. The 2 and 10, surprisingly, we inverted. So the 10-year fell faster than the 2-year, leading this to go up. So the curve inverted, and we've broken the downtrend line that we established or started in June of 2024 all the way down. It looks like to me that this is going to try to break up and invert the curve back to where we came from. Very interesting to see if this reinverts. It would be so funny to see all of the crash people be wrong and this reinverts. Oh my goodness. We've got gold down a teeny bit, down about $2 an ounce. It's hanging out currently. That is a big bearish engulfing candlestick that we've received, and we'll see if we get follow through to the downside or not. We do have support in the general area of about $2,700. Silver down a teeny bit. We're just coming down a little bit. We're still above a whole bunch of different support. We've got support kind of right where we're at, 32.50. And then we've got a bunch of support going across here. We got this big boy down here at $26. I don't think we're going that low. I think this could go up quite quickly. And depending on what the dollar and yields do, if dollar starts to decline, I think silver's going to go up along with gold. Platinum down a little bit. We're probably looking for a higher low somewhere, and we'll see where that kind of settles in. Palladium also selling off about 2.5% back to support. You can see the wick at the bottom of that candle right on the support line. So I do think that will probably hold here, and we'll see if it holds over the next few days. We've got GDX up a teeny bit, just a teeny bit, and that still looks good. We've got a support trend line that we're at. We've got GDXJ also down a little bit today, 0.37%, but that doesn't look horrible. We're not ripping to the downside. We're slowly leaking off some sellers here. And then SILJ doing the same thing. This is the most leveraged of the group, and we're coming back to support at about 13 bucks. XAU to gold ratio down just a teeny bit, and we're still above a bunch of support. I'm not worried at all, and we've got gobloads of real estate to move higher if gold and silver mining companies want to move on up. Crude oil ripping higher today, up 3.17%. We're back to this resistance line going across. We'll see if we can break through it. I'm actually bullish on crude oil down here. I'm bullish because it's cheap. I'm not necessarily bullish because of the patterns it's creating, but I do think that this could potentially break higher after the election. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure we got a little bit of a boost today with some of the OPEC production curtailment that they are doing. So they're curtailing some of their production cuts into the future. TTF gas up 3.45, bouncing off that support line that I drew in a while back, and that looks good to continue higher. The longer term is in an uptrend. You can see the stair step pattern that we're seeing there. So that still looks good to go higher. Natural gas in America is right at resistance. There we are with a big bullish engulfing today, right at resistance. We'll see if we get any upside momentum. Our boy XOP, yeah, you know me, right at resistance. Come on, boy, get through there. Let's get going. So right at resistance, oil's looking okay. Natural gas is looking right at resistance. We're right at resistance with XOP. We'll see if we can break. OIH also moving higher. That looks a little bit better. So we've broken this downtrend here, that guy there, and we'll see if we can get moving. We've got Newcastle coal futures just chugging sideways, and we're still right underneath. So what you usually see is you get resistance here. You get your lows come up into the resistance, and then you come to a period where the sellers they're flat out done. They can't push it lower, and then the buyers overtake them and push it through the resistance. The resistance. Physical Uranium Trust still selling off a little bit, down 3.35. Momentum still lower. We'll see if we can turn here. We got a nice little wick at the bottom. Get a little bit of support coming through all these traders down here. So we'll see if we get some support here. Uranium still pulling back in terms of the futures pricing. Could we pull back even further? It is possible. Getting a little bit more selling pressure here this week. URA also selling off with the futures market. It's not a bad candlestick. We are getting support in that range there. That's why we've got a little wick at the bottom of the candlestick. What that means is that it sells off and then you come back up towards the end of the day. That's what that wick means. A little bit of momentum reversal, so to speak. But we are still trending lower in terms of the momentum. URNM doing the same thing, coming back to support, and then URNJ also. Momentum still down, but we're getting a little bit of buying pressure towards the end of the day with that wick. Copper up 1.28. This looks good to go up. That looks really good. So copper's looking a lot better. COPX is following suit. It's still just above its broken falling wedge. We'll see if we get follow through. Iron ore just moving sideways. We've got a falling wedge sideways, and that generally ends with a move higher. That's why you've got a falling wedge. The buyers equal the sellers. And then this is the equaling of buyers and sellers. And now we're looking for the buyers to step in and try to push it on up. This also has a very interesting setup here. I love it. I love it. Livermore accumulation cylinder, a big boy one too. And remember, this also is going to correlate with the dollar strength or weakness. Weakness in the dollar is going to, I think, push these on up. Aluminum, right at support resistance, where we haven't been able to break through that guy there. Nickel just moving sideways. It's just consolidating. Calm, calm, calm. We've got Mu up 0.8%, breaking through its downtrend, and we'll see if we can get a little run here. Mu is the VanEck agribusiness ETF. We've got emerging markets. It likes the weaker dollar, weaker yields, and we'll see if we can get some movement to the upside. KRE down a little bit, back into the support slash pattern that we've got going on. TAM moving on up, likes the weaker dollar, weaker yields. Weaker dollar, weaker yields. Lithium moving on up. We're up against resistance here. We could see a big breakout here in lithium when we break through this resistance. If you guys are interested in lithium, go ahead and look at my midweek update on the website. You can see the companies I like. But if we do get a break here, we could get a big run. REMX up 0.6%. That's also trying to break through that resistance. We could get a big run here very soon if we can get through it. Baltic Dry Index still pulling back. I'm getting pretty getting pretty antsy here with dry bulk here. I think dry bulk's trying to bottom, and it looks pretty good. XHB, the home builders, continuing higher today. And I think if yields were to fall, we'll see where this goes. It is a little bit angled upward, so we'll see if that's if yields go up, we're going down. If yields go down, I think we can go back up. This is all based on yields now. Russell 2000 up just a teeny bit, still above support. It's just been chopping, getting its chop on there. S&P 500 down slightly, but still above critical support areas. In Nasdaq, Nasdaq, I I wouldn't buy this chart. Okay, that's what I'll say. I wouldn't buy this chart. This looks like garbage, and that's why I winced at it a little bit. That's a bearish engulfing throw over top. Went cut right through all of the support levels of this rising wedge. Retest, bearish engulfing, big sell off, forcing it on up. And then we've got selling pressure. But could this still go higher? I don't know, guys. This looks like it wants to go lower to me. The plunge protection team's got a lot on its hands here. SMCI down a little bit, 0.08%. Still looks like total garbage, but we are in support land with all that support there. NVIDIA up a little bit. It's not very well positioned for a move higher. It looks like it's well positioned to move lower with a upward facing squeezing kind of pattern. It's not a huge one, but it could push us through that uptrend line. BTC pulling on back 2.29%. We're getting close to support. We'll see if that support holds, breakout, retest, and we'll see what happens. Generally, that works its way on up. Ethereum down just a little bit, right up against the support level here. See if it holds. And then the VIX is still chopping sideways here, and this still looks poised for a move higher, which means the S&P declines. Again, the plunge protection team has its hands full if this VIX starts to swing up. Last time the VIX swang, we pulled back on the S&P 500, and what this is this breakout here. That's the VIX coming up and spiking, that big move lower. And that it doesn't mean that we start a huge, uncontrolled sell-off. I'm just saying that we could see a potential downward move as the VIX moves on up. That's all I'm saying. But that's what I've got for today, guys. Give me a thumb up for the content. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the website. We do have that Mayday coupon code that's still active. 50% off the first month on a monthly membership. And then it's a larger discount on the yearly membership. And if you're a monthly member, you can always switch to a yearly membership and use that discount if you guys want to take advantage of it. But that's what I've got for today. We'll catch you next time, guys. See you later.